Hey there, welcome to another video on chess. This is Bharat Divyan from Zugzwang Academy. And in today's video, I want to talk about how you can still find a way out from extreme positions. Now, let's take this position at hand. If white just had a bishop and a knight, it would definitely win. Theoretically, it's a win. It's a very lengthy win, but it's a win because you would eventually find a way to capture both of black's pawns and at the same time get to an endgame position, which is bishop and knight against the king. And if you remember your technique, then it might take you a lot of moves, but you will definitely win. However, the problem here is that these two pieces are under attack simultaneously, which means if you save your bishop, you're going to lose your knight. You save your knight, you're going to lose your bishop. And if that's the case, the best one can head for is a draw. But is there a way out? Is it possible that you can actually save your pieces? And this is where you need to calculate and think about what's going to happen. So the straightforward option here is to find a way to save the knight. And if you think about, okay, let me just try to protect by supporting it, that would be kind of a pretty lame solution because you should also realize that the knight is also under attack by the pawn. So even if the bishop supports, it doesn't matter. Most likely the knight would die, and that would not be very good for white. So it's pretty obvious from a first level calculation that the knight has to move. And just when you think, okay, let me move here, and that would mean that I can escape. But this is not the only way he can attack you. He can also come to king h5 and he can continue doing the double attack, which means you would end up losing one of them. So the only other option seems to be knight going back here. And in this case, unlike the other one, black's own pawn prevents that dual attack. So that's the key idea of having that pawn at h7. So king has to come here. And now when you think that, okay, it's impossible to protect the knight, the best one can hope for is to capture this pawn and then eventually take this bishop and capture this pawn. And therefore you end up getting a draw. But this is the key idea. If you study the position, you'll realize that this allows for a possible checkmate if you can put black into Zugzwang. So for that, you need to start moving your king. So now the options are only, we can move this pawn, but since the king has come here, so if the black moves this, knight can come here with the protection of the king and eventually win the game again. So it's almost forced that he has to capture it. Here, white still has an option. Like the greedy algorithm with most beginner players would be to capture the pawn, but this is really bad because once king moves here, and if your king comes in here, it's a stalemate. So how do you avoid stalemate, and is there a win still? And the answer is yes, because you can come here, Zugzwang black to force his king there, and now you move your king here, allowing this black pawn to be moved. So black still has a move, which is to move this, and you have a checkmate. And that's how you escape the JOD. What's JOD? The jaws of defeat. So it looks like the jaws of defeat, in this case, it's jaws of draw. Looks like, it looked like the position was going to be a draw. However, with the right kind of thought process here, by analyzing the position, you always realize that there could be an exception. Now, is this going to happen in every game and every position? Not really. But once in a while, you're going to have this position, and the only way out is not to fall into theoretical doctrination saying, oh, this is a draw. This has only a bishop and a knight. This is going to be a double attack. You're going to lose one piece. You still find a way to fight your way and see if that could actually lead to some possible checkmate. All right. I hope you found this video interesting and insightful. If so, please do like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.